Hello, friends. Welcome to our Midweek Moment. Pastor Nicole here. So glad you joined us. This week we started our spooky October series, Haunted Heart, Exorcising the Demons That Possess Us. And we talked about that demon of resentment and anger and what happens when we let anger turn into resentment. So in a weird little twist, Sunday afternoon, after I preached those sermons about anger and resentment, Sunday afternoon in our grief share class, I turn on the video and it's all about anger. And I thought, okay, I guess we have a theme of the day. And as I was listening to that, of course, it was in the context of grief and how anger can become a force that you have to deal with in your grief. And one of the things that one of the presenters on the video said was, anger can either move you forward or hold you back in your grief. And I thought that's a really great observation, but it's not just grief, it's just in life. Anger can move us forward or hold us back. You know, there's nothing wrong with anger. It is an emotion just like any other. It's not bad or good, it just is. It's what we allow those emotions to have us do that can be good or bad. And so when we think about anger, if we allow it to move us forward and to accomplish something that needs to be done or to work towards justice, then that is good. It's what we call righteous anger, that anger that leads us to do something that needs to be accomplished. And so we might think of the story of Jesus flipping the tables in the temple, right? That was righteous anger. He was showing them a better way forward, that what they were doing was not right. It was unjust. And so he flipped those tables to kind of help them to move forward and to not do what was wrong. We also might think about if maybe you lost a loved one, going back to kind of our grief metaphor. If you lost a loved one to breast cancer, then you may do a lot of work to raise money for breast cancer. Or you may take up a cause that's going to do good in the world on their behalf. And so that's kind of that righteous anger when we're really angry at a situation, but then we allow it to move us to a good and right outcome. However, the other side of the coin is when we let anger hold us back. And that is what resentment is, that we allow anger to build and build and build. And instead of using it to move us forward, we just kind of get stuck in our anger and it holds us back from being who God wants us to be. And that's what we saw happen in the story of Cain and Abel. Cain was so angry about his sacrifice not being accepted that he allowed that anger to hold him back and to not seek out reconciliation or to not seek out a resolution to this anger, but instead he just allowed it to build and build and became resentment. And that's what led him to kill his brother Abel. I don't think any of us in our lives want to get to that point. I don't think people, from a young age grow up thinking, I want to be a murderer when I grow up. I want to do something terrible when I grow up. No, that's not how it starts, but that's how it can go if we don't take care of our own mental health, if we allow anger and resentment to linger, if we allow trauma to not be worked through in our lives. Those kind of things can lead us to do some pretty terrible things. And maybe it's not as severe as murdering our sibling, but maybe it's saying something we really shouldn't have said. Maybe it is, who knows? It could be a plethora of things. But if we can let our anger lead us to do things that are not right, that's what resentment brings us to. So I just wanted to share a little bit about that. I thought it was quite interesting. My whole Sunday was themed around anger. I think that just goes to show how common anger is and that lots of different things bring anger into our hearts. Again, it's not the anger that's bad. It's what we do with the anger. Are we letting it move us forward? Or are we holding on to it, letting it breed discontentment and unforgiveness and resentment in our heart? And when we do that, it's a mess. So I hope this week that you will take some time to just kind of process, where are you in your anger? If you're feeling angry, if you're angry about something, how is that working in your life? Are you able to allow it to move you to justice, to work for justice, to work for something good, something of God, instead of allowing it to hold you back and breed something terrible? So maybe just do a little self-examination of your emotions this week. Kind of see where you're at and what you're feeling, and go from there. You're not going to want to miss this next weekend. We are going to be talking about the demon of anxiety. Oh, it's such a tricky one. All of us feel anxious from time to time, definitely on a spectrum. But I hope you'll come and take part in this service this weekend, whether in person or online. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.